I'm not a fool, Alston spat. The wolves must be willing to cooperate. The mere threat of violence against the children will be enough to ensure compliance. Actually hurting them, well, even I'm not sure how the Romanian pack would respond to that. Let's just get the brats and go. We need to be on the battlefield soon. After several twists and turns down a winding stone corridor, Skender stopped outside of a large door. He took a deep breath and then nodded. They're in there, with... He took another deep breath and said, 2 Fey warriors and 2 female wolves. They really weren't expecting any trouble if that is the only guard they set, the High Fae said with a wicked chuckle. This is going to be too easy. Alston held up his hand and spoke in the language of the Fae. The door began to shake, and Skender stepped to the side just as it ripped away from the opening. It fell with a clatter, and Alston cast another spell. The 2 Fey warriors, as well as the she-wolves, were frozen in a matter of seconds. Both Fey warriors had gone for their blades, but Alston's spell caught them before either could get their swords drawn. The she-wolves were immobilized mid-crouch as they had begun reaching for the 2 babies on the floor, who were now looking around with wide eyes. The oldest of the 3 children, the one that smelled like Costin, moved closer to the 2 younger kids and attempted to shield them, though his small form was ill-suited to the task. Skender could tell the boy was a dormant wolf and would one day be a very strong opponent. "Settle, little wolf," Skender said to him. "We do not wish to harm you or the other little pups. You need to come with us." The boy looked up at him, and his eyes narrowed slightly.
"The angel told me I would need to be brave soon. She said I would have to help Slate and Thea be brave. I might be afraid, but I am brave. I won't let you hurt them."
"A touching speech," Alston said as he tucked a piece of paper into the pocket of one of the Fey warriors. "Make sure Decibel's bitch-mate gets that," he said to the Fey who couldn't move, but no doubt heard the High Fae just fine. Then Alston continued to the boy as he moved toward the children. "But it's altogether ridiculous, considering you couldn't stop us if we did want to hurt all of you. Regardless, we must go. Skender, get the 2 males and I'll grab the female." Alston ignored the growling little boy as he picked up Thea, Jen's child. He held her close to his body, which surprised Skender. He didn't figure Alston would be gentle, but then maybe he really did understand, at least a little, that if he harmed any of the wolf pups, he would simply be killed. Vassal would skin him alive, repeatedly, for as long as they felt like keeping him around. That's the curse that comes with healing quickly. It can be used against you. Skender picked up Slate, the child of Jackie and Fane, and cradled him in one arm, then picked up the older boy. "What's your name?"
"Titus," the boy answered. "And you are the betrayer," he said in an almost sad voice. "The angels said we always have a choice in life, even if it doesn't feel like it. You had a choice, but you chose wrong."
Skender didn't like Titus's words. They made him feel sick inside, so instead of responding, he ignored the boy. The werewolf walked over to Alston and let the High Fae put his hand on his shoulder. They flashed them from the wolf stronghold. It wouldn't take long for Alston's spell to wear off, and then the Fae he'd bound would sound the alarm in the keep. Things were going to get interesting once Jen and the others found out their pups were missing. Chapter 1. People who tell you that things could be worse should be kicked in the junk. I don't care what kind of junk they have, it should be kicked. What is the point of telling someone things could be worse? Does it really make the current situation any better? Hell to the no. So take your could be worse and shove it down your never had to save the world throat. Parizada. There was a pause as the 2 factions stared at one another, the calm before the storm while they sized each other up. Decibel could feel his wolf shaking with rage inside of him as he stared at those responsible for the countless deaths of innocent people, human and supernatural alike. Decibel didn't hesitate as Vassal roared, "Attack!" They'd been on the battlefield maybe a half a minute, and now they were running full speed at the enemy who wasn't supposed to be waiting on them. They had a traitor, another packmate willing...